Welcome to Face, the program
that frontally discusses
political and social issues in Nigeria. The weekly program brought to you on Wednesday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, anchored by Prince Ewemade Concourse, powered by GCSDN.
Join us.
Good evening and welcome to today's edition of our Face program. Our topic for today is, will Nigerian voters get justice at the tribunal? Going by the establishment of the tribunal court, it is a place where people, either high or low, seek justice. And the popular say, there's this popular saying that the court is the last hope of the common man. But over the years, using Nigeria as a case study, it seems the notion is fading out as hope of the common man. That is what, as the hope of the common man is fading out. That is what we are about to find out with the present case at the Nigeria Election Tribunal. We are going to be joining the program by 2 or 3 of our guests. I think one of them is here now. Mr. Frederick, oh, you're already live. Mr. Frederick, you are welcome to the show. Welcome to today's program.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, before I come back to you, let me just quickly show a clip of the Nigeria Tribunal.
Filled with lawyers representing Labour Party, the People's Democratic Party, the All Progressives Congress, and Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). At the commencement of the day's proceedings, counsel to Mr. Peter Obi, Mr. Onyechi Igbazu, praised the court to allow them conduct a physical inspection of all the BVAS machines that were used for the conduct of the presidential election to ensure that the evidence is preserved before the BVAS are reconfigured by INEC. He adds that if they are wiped out, it will affect the substance of the case. They equally applied to obtain the certified true copy of all the data in the BVAS. Counsel to Atiku Abubakar and Emeka Itiaba also shares the same school of thought as the Labour Party. Counsel to INEC, Mr. Tanimu Inua, urged the court to refuse the application, insisting that granting the request by Mr. Obi and the Labour Party would affect its preparations for the impending governorship and National Assembly elections. He told the court that polling units during the presidential election, and each polling unit has its own particular.
Okay, we are back again. Yeah, we are back again. Yeah, I think the second guest just joined us now in the studio. Let me just bring him in. Hello, my chairman.
Hello,
Chairman
greetings.
of the Labour Party UK chapter. You are welcome to today's program.
Thank you.
Can you just say 1 or 2 words to our viewers all over the world? Can you introduce
viewers all over the
please?
world? It's a pleasure being on this platform. Once again, as introduced, my name is Dr. Igwe Humphrey Omorodion. I'm happy to be here as a diehard obedient and a general in the Obedient Army. I just want to encourage you all to continue to support the Labour Party, to come out on Saturday and basically give your all to the Labour Party for a change of the country that we are in. Nigeria deserves a change. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. I'll come back to you again. Okay, our topic for today is, will Nigerian voters get justice at the tribunal? That's the topic for today that we're going to be deliberating on this program over the next 30 minutes or so. Labour Party, PDP, and I think other political party, they've taken their case before the tribunal. Now, the issue is, are they going to get justice? Considering what happened during and before and after the 23 general election. Uh, Many Nigerians are of the opinion that the election was stolen from a particular candidate, which is the candidate of the Labour Party. Nigerians knew what happened before the election. They also saw a lot of voter suppression, election ringing, and falsification of result from all part of Nigeria, irrespective of the result that the INEC has announced to the public. And it was also strange that what the INEC did for the first time in the history of Nigeria was to announce result when Nigerians were all sleeping at 4 a.m. Nigerian time, which is very strange and is very unusual. My first question to you, Dr. Frederick, today is, do you think that the tribunal will be able to live up to the expectation of the obedience and Peter Obi as the principal?
Well, it's not about the obedience or living up to the expectations of the obedience. It's about living up to the expectations of Nigerians and the rule of law. It is pertinent that the court follows the rule of law if they want peace in Nigeria, because any miscarriage of justice may lead to anarchy in our country. The issue is not who won the election. The real issue is that justice must prevail. Most justice must be seen to have been done to the Nigerian people, because this is the 30th anniversary of the annulment of the June 12th election of 1993. And if we are going to have a repetition of this 3 decades later, then it's not a joke, especially because since 1999 till date, I don't think we've been having credible elections. So, like you rightly said, the court is the last hope of the common man, and it is very, very important that the court lives up to its billing, because the image of the court is at stake. In addition to that, is that the international community is watching what is going on, and I believe strongly that the rule of law will prevail. But my fear is that some judges are being transferred here and there before the election, and you know that before the after the election of 2019, that was how the Chief Justice of Nigeria was retired, and they knew that maybe his continuing stay in office might lead to us having justice then. But now we are already seeing some movements of justice, some justices, and we don't really know what the plans are. But I just want to use the opportunity to advise the federal government that this is a different kettle of fish entirely, and any attempt to truncate the will of the people might lead to anarchy. On the whole, want to believe that there will be justice, because INEC has given opportunity for the political parties to view their servers, including beavers. If they have something to hide, they would not have given them that opportunity. But the only thing that I keep thinking is, what has INEC got to show in that election? Mutilated results, which we saw, many results that were not uploaded, ballot papers seen in the bushes. So I really wonder what they really want to show. We have seen results that were uploaded from Nasarawa State showing in Lagos State. Is that what they want to proudly show, want people to see in an election that have cost 350 billion naira? It's quite pathetic what we are going through as a country, but I also believe that freedom does not come easy. Excuse me. Freedom does not come easy. When God told Moses to go and liberate the people from the hands of Pharaoh, it was not like it was possible for God to immediately free the Israelites on that same day. But the people had to pass through the process of showing miracles. Moses had to show 10 miracles before the stubborn Pharaoh um, allowed the people to go. Actually, it was even God that hardened his heart so that to glorify his name. So, if the Supreme Court justices decide to allow God to harden their hearts, they might end up dying in the Red Sea. That is what I can say for now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Frederick. I know you said you're not feeling too well. You're going to be here for like few minutes, but I'm going to still hold you for maybe 5 more minutes. I have another question for you. While you were just explaining your own view, we were joined by Dr. Edmond. Dr. Edmond, can you greet our audience, please?
Greetings, everyone. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, my brother Prince, for the invitation. And thank you, good GC, Frederick Oderige and Dr. Bed Humphrey and Mary John. It's good to share the studio with you guys this wonderful day. And greetings,
You're
my fellow
welcome.
Nigerians, wherever you are, in Nigeria or in the diaspora.
Thank you so much. The Labour Party chairman of the UK is here with us. Dr. Egbe Omorodion is the Labour Party chairman of the UK. The next question is for you, sir. Do you still think that Nigerian court is the last hope for the common man? And if so, can you just explain why you think so?
Well, apparently, I've got mixed feelings about that question. It's a very important question at this crucial time. With all due respect to my friend and brother Frederick Odorige, I think the whole situation have well gone beyond INEC right now. Their servers and all that. We are in court already. The only one that's got the jurisprudence and powers to decide on that election now are the courts. Now, do I think that the courts will give Nigerians justice? First of all, there are several complications to a court case of this nature. The first one is the judges can only interpret the laws that exist. One of the first difficulty is that the law puts the onus of proving that there have been irregularities in the election with the appellant, which is the Labour Party and His Excellency Peter Obi, rather than for INEC to prove that they have conducted the proper election. So, as in the eyes of the law, these elections have been properly conducted. So it's up to Labour Party, my party, and His Excellency Peter Obi to prove that INEC did not follow the rules. Now, there are so many instances that are well documented. We will spend the whole night here if we were to go into it. Even the results that are loaded into the portals of INEC do not reconcile themselves back to the actual physical results from the polling units. Many of them, even as we speak now, the evidence are there. You only need to just look for yourself. Many polling agents are complaining about the results they are seeing on the portals and the actual results they have physically, either on their phone or printed at home. So we know there are irregularities. The other complication is how much effect does these irregularities have on the calling of the results? Now, these courts are based, the Nigerian court is known for striking up cases based on technicalities rather than the form of the case itself. And that is extremely, extremely regrettable because a nation is in a dilemma. Nigeria has now been labeled the poverty capital of the world. And we, the Nigerian youths came together and said, it's time to rescue our nation. And we have immediately gone to work, campaigned assiduously, and came up with a result which we all believe that our principal, His Excellency Peter Obi, and the Labour Party won, but we have been robbed of it. Now, will the courts give us justice? I said I had mixed feelings. On the other hand, is the fact that Peter Obi is an example, an epitome of a man who has been privileged to have had justice from Nigerian courts. When he became the governor of Anambra State many years ago, his mandate was stolen from him. This is not the first time he's losing his mandate. He went to court, and the courts of Nigeria, the same Nigeria, gave him back his mandate, and justice was rendered. The question is, on a national level, dealing with some very powerful forces, both internal and external, Will Nigerian courts be faithful to the people of Nigeria and to justice itself and allow equity, fairness, and justice take its natural course? Well, I have my doubts, but I believe that the evidence at the same time are extremely overwhelming and it is difficult to override. And like our brother Federico Dorige rightly said, Nigeria could be plunged into anarchy if justice is not delivered on the table of palliation. We are looking at a situation where Nigerians are all calm, they are hoping and believing in the cause of justice. But if that does not come, what else? I can't guarantee. Precisely to answer your question, like I said, I cannot really tell you what to expect from the Nigerian courts until the case have started and we start to see how the judges are responding to them, the body language of the judges, the lawyers, the case that is being presented, the evidence being presented. Then, of course, we'll begin to make up a good case in our minds and begin to get some direction and trajectory of where the decisions might go. For now, to be honest, looking at the historical background of Nigerian legal system, many of us are not hopeful and we are very, very worried that anarchy may become the order of the day. We hope not. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Mr. Dr. Edmond, we need your view on the same question, please. Do you still think that Nigerian court is the last hope for the common man?
Thank you for this opportunity. That is a saying that the court is the last hope of a common man, but it is just that. It's saying when it comes to the Nigerian situation. In a more cynic climb, then you say, yes, indeed, the court is the last hope of a common man. But we've seen the miscarriage of justice over and over and over again in Nigeria. So it begs the question, is the court really the last hope for the common man? See, my brother, Dr. Humphrey, have painted a very beautiful picture of how we have the historical injustices that have been brought upon through the court system in Nigeria. And then he mentioned the positive of the justice that His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi won in Anambra State to restore his mandate as a governor of Anambra State. These are two contrasts. But if you look at it, at one hand, it seems the injustice is higher compared to the justice that has been gained. So indeed, I'm left to feel the same feeling that Dr. Humphrey understood that can we really get justice? And based on all this historical fact and historical antecedents, but we have to be hopeful as Nigerians. I mean, we are hopeful people in Nigeria, because if not because of hope, Nigeria would have been destroyed a long time ago. But we'll keep hoping even against all odds. So, and that is what we're actually doing right now. We're hoping that the court will grant justice at the end of this judicial process, this legal process. Peter Obi and Labour Party, they are doing their best, even against all odds. If you know, 2 days ago, the team of 60 lawyers went to INEC office to inspect the material, the sensitive election materials, as has been ordered by the court. And INEC refused to grant them access to those sensitive materials. So that is not encouraging. That begs the question again: are we truly going to get justice when INEC, an agency of government, an institution that is set up by law, that's supposed to be abide to the rule of law, is forsaking those laws that created it and ignoring a court order to allow the legal team, 60-man team, went to inspect those sensitive material. We saw that on national TV. They refused to grant them access, and I've not read anything for the past 2 days. I've not read anything to show that they have been granted access. If anyone knows if they have been granted access, please, you can inform me. I'm learning. I'll be willing to learn that. But from my information, I think for past 2 days, no access has been granted to the team of LP and His Excellency Peter Gregory.
Thank you so much. Our topic for today is: will Nigerian voters get justice at the Nigerian tribunal, election tribunal? Sorry. My next question, Dr. Frederick. Frederick, are you there?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I know you're
Yeah.
going to be leaving us, so that's why I just
Yeah.
need
It's
to ask
okay.
you the next question. Given the fact that most of the Supreme Court justices are due to retire in less than 1 year from now, do you think they will render justice for the people of Nigeria, or they will render justice for the highest bidder?
Well, let's not anchor our thoughts about just what we think at this point, because what we think are just assumptions, and the court will have the final say. And if we continue to assume, we might end up hitting the polity. So I believe that we still have some judges that have integrity. They have integrity. They can disagree in the face of every kind of inducement. You know, we also know that there are some judges that you can easily buy. And you know, when judges are retiring like this, some of them might just want to say, okay, this is a big opportunity, let me collect big money and go. You know, it's not like I'm giving an idea to them. But the fact is that judges have complained not too long ago that their entitlements and allowances are not being paid promptly. And when you give gun to the police to a policeman, and the policeman is not receiving his salary, one day he will go into kidnapping or into robbery. So it is with the judges. You know, the some judges retired recently, and they were complaining that even their pensions, gratuity, they have not received for months. You know, and they will start. Those people might start to regret. If I'd known when I was in office, I would have done this or that. You know, so the system itself is not even encouraging neutrality in our judicial system. So that is another point. But you know, those that will be corrupt. Those that are incorruptible will remain so. So it is my expectation that justice will be done. I feel strongly that justice will be done. But you know, when preparations for the elections were going on, parties like APC and PDP were busy thinking of how they will manipulate the situation. And that is why we can hear that on the day of election, after 4 years of preparation, INEC came out shamefully to tell us that their system broke down. It's laughable. It's laughable. Even children won't believe things like that, especially when you have videos of presiding officers saying that they were not even given the password to upload the results. It means that they were all deliberate attempts to frustrate the system. But from what I'm seeing this morning, they have started inspecting the materials this morning. INEC boss told them the day they visited him that the day the lawyers visited him, that they have nothing to hide and that they'll give them permission. And I'm hearing today that the inspection has started today. So let's see how it goes, and let's see how it goes, because the INEC that conducted this election is abysmal, and I know that they will try to correct the anomalies on Saturday, to just to show that, okay, you see, we did it one better. We told you the other time that the presidential election, we have some technical issues. Can't you see now the governorship election is better? They will try to do something better on Saturday, but that will be medicine after death, you know. Dr. El Monique, please tell us, if somebody has died in the hospital, do you give the person medicine to wake up? So that is the situation. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. But I really hope that the judges are patriotic enough to serve justice, well, for the interest of our country. Because in whatever we do, we must remember the motto of our country: unity and peace, unity and faith, peace and justice. So we must make sure peace and progress. I beg your pardon. So we must make sure that we put all of these points in all of these points at the back of our mind. Unity and faith, peace and progress. Our motto should always, re-echo in our mind in whatever we are doing as far as the country is concerned. Thank you. And I want to thank you also for having me here while I take a rest for now because I'm taking some pills.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much.
Good to see
And
you, everybody. Humphrey and Edmond, nice to see you guys. So hope to see you some other time. Stay
Just
well and
before you
stay
jump
strong.
away, my name is
Congratulations in
Humphrey, is my
Nigeria.
middle name.
Nigeria is about to be liberated.
Just before you run away, Humphrey is my middle name. My name is
Yeah.
Igbe. Yeah, Igbe is fine. Thanks, man.
Have a good one and get some rest. I wish you a quick recovery.
yes,
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very used to Humphrey because my immediate elder brother is Humphrey. So when I see Humphrey like this, it's the first thing that I just struck. But okay, it's noted. Igbe, thank you very much, bro.
Thank you for that. Get well soon, bro.
Okay.
get
Thank you
well,
very much.
DC,
Okay,
and
bye.
thank you for taking our time to be part of this program today. The
Yeah,
last question I just asked,
thank you very
the
much.
last, thank you. The last question I just asked the last speaker is begging for answers from many Nigerians because everybody knows when it comes to election tribunal matter in Nigeria, we all saw a case of someone who came out fourth was now given the mandate to lead the state in Nigeria. That's the case of Imo State. And also, let's go fast forward to the case of Osun State. So many Nigerians they've actually lost hope when it comes to the issue of election tribunal. But like what the last speaker said, this election, the judges, I believe in their own wisdom, they are going to be really, really extra careful because right now the situation in Nigeria is really tense. Whatever decision they make, whatever decision they reach, could lead to chaos, could lead to NSAS or ProSAS, NSAS 2. Let me put it that way. So that's why people like me, many other Nigerians are actually having doubts when it comes to the election tribunal judges. Because like I said, most of them are going to retire in less than a year. From the last speaker's analysis, someone might just decide to say, oh, let me just take this whatever billion that is going to be paid into my account as my retirement package and sell the mandate to the highest bidder. So that is why that question was so important for me to ask, to put it out there. So I'm going to ask you the same thing, Dr. Igbe, please. I want you to also answer that for my viewers as well.
Well, thank you for having me again. I just want to say that the Nigerian justice is very funny, and I will just give you an illustration. There is a story somebody told me some time ago about an antelope that was running away, panicking, and an elephant caught him on the way and went, "Why are you panicking? Why are you running?" And the antelope said, "Well, they are catching goats and killing them." And he said, "But you are not a goat." He said, "Well, in the Nigerian justice system, it will take me 20 years to prove I'm not a goat." Even the elephant started to run. That's Nigerian justice system for you. It throws up surprises. It picks up the innocent and make them guilty. It picks up the guilty and cleans them up and make them innocent. The more money you have in our justice system, the less guilty you appear to our justice. And these are some of the things that the obedient movement is trying to change. We must not forget that this change has not arrived yet. Our expectations are of a nation that is proper and actual. But the truth is that Nigeria is none of those at all. So we are trying to change the nation. That's why our mantra is a new Nigeria is possible. We want a new Nigeria. But right now, that new Nigeria has not arrived. Until we get to that new Nigeria where I can tell you, Peter Obi is the president, this is what I believe is going to happen. In this Nigeria that we are in, it is just mere permutation and gestation. I won't be able to tell you exactly what can happen. However, my own view, this one I will tell you is personal view, is that we must give the benefits of doubt. If for no other reason, for the fact that at some other levels, we have seen justice happen. In Edo State, Oshomole was robbed of his mandate when when Mr. Osumbo, he was never a governor, took over the reins of power to Osadebe in Edo State. He was thrown out of Osadebe's and Oshomole went back in there as the governor. We have seen justice happen in Nigeria before. And when they happen, you will know, because Nigerians are usually very happy. The joy that justice in this situation will bring to Nigerians, I cannot estimate that joy. So we are hoping, we are praying, we are asking because it's our right. We are employing because they are our employees. The judges, they work for the nation and the people of Nigeria and not the rich. We are expecting that they will do the right thing. That's all we can do at this time. And because some of them have done well before, we do know that not all Nigerian justice system is rotten. We know there are still some good elements there. We want to believe the judges looking at this case because, to be honest, to be fair, there are some elements of this case that are very specific to this case. For example, previous electoral court hearings have been based on the rigged, we rigged. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria where we have actual physical evidence, both video evidence, actual physical evidence of the actual result. The beavers and the IREV were not completely useless, I have to be honest. Even though they were sabotaged, in my view, they were not completely useless. We can now compare actual results. For example, somebody tabulated the total actual results in Lagos. Total actual results from polling units, actual results, genuine, correct results from Lagos State. And in that person's view, based on numerical evidence, Labour Party won Lagos with almost 1 million votes. So if you take 1 million votes and add it to Labour parties in just Lagos State, there is no doubt that Labour State won this election. So we are going to continue to hope. We are going to believe that we will get justice in this case, because, like I said, it's the first time that you can actually go to court and prove that somebody have rigged, not just that, prove that somebody have benefited from that rigging, because I have seen clear evidence between IREF portal and actual results where the Labour Party's results were given to
another
APC,
party,
and the APC failed result was given to Labour Party. So the question is, how did that change the dynamics? That's what the course we have to look at. To what extent did that change the results in favor of APC? That's for the course. But the good news is that for the first time in the history of Nigeria, we can go to court not with speculations, but with actual physical evidence that the judges themselves can see. And because the judges are also part of the society, they can feel the body language of Nigerians. They can see what is happening on the ground. Nobody is celebrating Asiwaju's win. Nobody is celebrating. In fact, as I speak now, America has not given their congratulations. Only the United Kingdom have rushed to congratulate Asiwaju as president-elect, in quotes, of Nigeria. But we are still waiting for the result, and that may change. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Dr. Edmond, the next question is for you, please. Given the nature of election cases in Nigeria, do you think that the case will be resolved before May 29, which is the swearing-in date?
Thank you for that question. The Nigerian justice system is unpredictable. We can't really predict when this case is going to be over. I've had many speculation. Anything I say now is going to be just mere speculation, and I've had a lot of mere speculation. Some people say yes, it's going to be over before May and May 29, and Peter Obi is going to be sworn in by May 29, and not that Siwaji. Some people say no, this is going to drag on to 2 years or 3 years, based on history of this kind of cases in Nigeria. So I don't know. I cannot say for a fact. I cannot stand here and say, yeah, it's going to be over before May 29, or it's going to take 1 year, or it's going to take 2 years or 3. I don't know. We just have to ride along and see how it goes and see where it goes. But while we are riding along, we have to be optimistic. If you want the best for Nigeria, you have to remain optimistic, because you cannot be a pessimist and you want a better Nigeria and you want a new Nigeria. No, it's impossible to be a pessimist and then want a new Nigeria that is better, that is fairer, that is justiciable for all, or that is accommodating for all, that bring the Nigeria of our dream. No, you have to be optimistic and say that we are hoping and praying for justice to be done, and for this justice to not be delayed, and can it not to be prolonged, that it should come and should come fast. And that is where I stand on this matter. So I don't know when it's going to come, but I pray it comes, and I pray it comes fast. And because Peter Obi won this election clear, there is no contestation. Dr. Ebe, who is a Labour Party chairman in UK, have given examples of to show evidences, and I have seen some of these evidences. I know you, my brother Prince, have seen some of these evidences, and millions of Nigerians have seen some of these evidences. So it's as clear as broad daylight, even to a blind man or a blind woman. So there's no contestation. We just want to go along with the legal process, and we'll pray it happen fast and not be prolonged. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Dr. Egbe, what's your view on that? Same question?
I was just going to ask you to let me say a word or two on it. Yeah. First of all, thank you, Dr. Edmond Ike. Your analysis was apt. Now, in terms of time, the only thing that I need to add to that is that because cases were taking too long to decide, and by the time the judges have agreed what decision to make, the wrong person have spent that many years on the seat. The Nigerian law was changed a couple of years ago, and there is now a specific time limit for these cases to be undertaken. And it's, I think, if I'm not wrong, I know it's specific, but I think it's 180, about 6 months or so. So a time limit has now been fixed. The judges have no choice. They have to work within that time to deliver their judgment. Now that comes with its own oyster of crisis, in the sense that because of the limitation in time, the onus of proving that irregularities have happened is on the appellant, who may not have enough time to adduce those evidence before the judges to prove the magnanimity and size of the fraud that has taken place. So we are hoping that they work very quickly. We know they've had to sift through thousands and thousands of mails, videos to gather evidence. I know they've got very qualified senior advocates of Nigeria who are intelligent people. I hope they will have enough time to go through and present a proper case before the court within the time limits that has been specified in the laws. So, but the good news is that we know, I know it's not before May, because I know it's about 6 months or thereabout. So we know definitely that, yes, 180 days. Okay, so we know definitely that it may not happen before the swearing in date, because 180 days is well beyond that time. However, at least we know that we've got a time limit between now and 6 months when we will expect a judgment, whatever that judgment may be. Thank you.
Thank you so
thank you.
much.
Thank you very much. But I want to add something. So I read about this timeline. I read about it recently, either yesterday or maybe few hours ago, but I read they have initial time 21, within 21 days this has to be done, then within 60 days this has to be done, then the final days like between 180 days this has to be done. So I read that, I understand it. I'm not trained in law, I'm trained in medicine, but I've seen how they dribble in Nigerian law, that these timelines are set, and before that time they will bring one court order, they bring one, and they shift that goalpost again. And if you wonder, but this timeline have been set. I followed so many legal cases.
It's not a constitutional requirement for specific reasons.
Yeah.
So the judges must are tied within that time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's I'm just hopeful. I'm being hopeful. I'm optimistic, and I pray that everything goes well, and that we should stick to this timeline and not find a way to shift the goalposts, which you have done over and over again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ike. My next question is to you, Dr. Igbe. Many Nigerians believe that Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu personally nominated the Supreme Court Justice Olakayode Ariwola. When the election, let's assume that this election from the tribunal is going to go all the way down to the Supreme Court. What do you think? That justice, and also they are also from the same place. It's a Yoruba man as well. Do you think he should rescue himself? I mean, reside himself from the case, or he should be part of the case when the case gets to the Supreme Court?
First of all, I have no knowledge of the fact that it was Bola Ahmed Tinubu that nominated that particular Supreme Court judge you are talking about. But if that happens to be true, then we should be expecting him to resign his position at this time from that seat for a neutral person to take his seat in this judgment, because then there will be a conflict of interest, which we actually really want to avoid. Because no matter what judgment he gives, even when he's honest about it with great integrity, Nigerians will still have their doubts, especially if it's not in their favor. So the earlier we have neutral people sitting there making the judgments for Nigerians, people with integrity that we know, because to be in Supreme Court judge, you have to have proved yourself in the legal system. I'm not a lawyer as well, but then again, I'm an accountant. Then again, we do understand that for credibility to be established, that you need people who the people can trust. Otherwise, whatever result comes out from there will be doubtful. Yeah, that's my view. So I will ask that if that is true, that it was Bola Ahmed Tinubu that actually nominated that particular judge, that he should resign the seat on this particular case.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the information has been on the public domain since the Supreme Court Justice was appointed, selected by Tinubu, hand over to Buhari, and appointed by Buhari. That was last year or last 2 years now. So everybody know some Nigerians believe that he knew that this day will come for the election petition tribunal, from the tribunal to the Supreme Court, that will go before the same person that will be sitting there as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. So that was why he planted Justice Olakayode Ariwola as the Supreme Court Justice. The same question goes to you, Mr. Dr. Edmond. What's your view on it?
I think I stand with the same view as Dr. Ebe, that if indeed, not everything that is on the public domain is true, it has to be probed and proven that it's true indeed, that it was Tinubu that selected the Chief Justice and gave it to and told, oh, Buhari, I selected this man, appoint him as the Chief Justice, which have happened before. We know that it was Tinubu that selected Vice President Professor Osibanjo to become the VP as a running mate of Buhari in that 2015 general election. We know that it has been probed and it's verified that is true. That is a fact. But I haven't read anywhere or seen anywhere with this have been probed and verified for a fact that indeed Tinubu selected the current Chief Justice and then introduced him to Buhari, and Buhari appointed him. I haven't read any probe on that, but since it's having speculated, then it ought to be probed, then I will know for sure. Then after the probe, and it will come out to see that indeed Tinubu have a hand in the appointment of this current Chief Justice, then he has to step aside for a neutral person to take that place before the case comes to him. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, my fellow Nigerians and our viewers all over the world. We have almost come to the end of today's segment. Our question, our topic for today is: will Nigerian voters get justice at the election tribunal? Considering the election cases before now, considering the issue of Imo, Oshun, and all the litigation that has gone on and on for the last 7.5 years under the leadership of General Muhammadu Buhari, they ignore court order and a lot of issues that has been going on. That is why most Nigerians, they don't have faith in the judiciary system under the leadership of General Muhammadu Buhari. He's still the president and chief commander of the armed force and the president of Nigeria. He has right to do and undo. That is why we are asking, will Nigerian voters get justice under the same leadership of General Muhammadu Buhari, appointed Chief Justice of Nigeria by the same person? I'm going to leave this question to both of you. Will Nigerian voters get justice at the tribunal? You take that question, Dr. Egbe, followed by Edmond. We there.
Nigerian public have every right to expect justice. I believe they will get it somehow. But I want to, like my honorable Dr. Edmond Ike said, remain positive and optimistic that our judges will do the right thing. Nigerians should remain calm. We should watch the proceedings, the court proceedings, and wait for the actual results or their actual decisions to come out. And then we can react to that decision. In the meantime, I want to believe that our judges are noble and that they will do the right thing. Thank you.
Dr. Edmond.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. And I think the submission of Dr. Ebe is apt, that indeed Nigerians have to remain hopeful and we have to believe that justice must be served. Because we are peaceful now, we are remaining calm now. But how long will this calm and peaceful atmosphere last if there's a miscarriage of justice? You know, there's a saying that no justice, no peace. And I believe that judges are honorable individuals and very patriotic Nigerians, and they wouldn't want Nigeria to fall into a state of complete anarchy and with absence of peace. And to ensure that peace remains in Nigeria, they must try everything within their power to ensure that justice is served, because Nigerians deserve justice. We long for justice, we deserve justice, and our constitution guarantees us that there should be justice, fairness, and equity. And we just want that to be a reality for each and every one of us as Nigerians. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Egbe, you have 1 minute for your closing statement, please.
Okay, so I want to use this last minute to say to Nigerians out there, go out and vote on Saturday for all Labour Party down the line, from top to bottom. I believe that the Labour Party ideology, this promise of the eradication of poverty, social justice, human rights, is the best ideology ever in the Nigerian political scenery. And I want to encourage all Nigerians to be bold, to go out there and vote for all Labour Party governorship candidates and House of Assembly candidates, and protect your votes. We were told that we didn't have structures. We are building structures. We've got senators now, we've got House of Rep members, we want some governors, and we want House of Assemblies. In fact, I saw a picture yesterday and it made me laugh. When I saw the picture of Anambra State, where Soludo was sitting, surrounded completely by Labour Party candidates. Well, that is something for us to talk about some other time. Thank you. Please go and vote. Go and vote. Thank you. God bless.
Dr. Edmond, you have 1 minute.
The analogy of Anambra State used by Dr. Ebe made me laugh or made me smile, because that's my home state. And our governor Soludo he have messed up big time by his utterances, and everybody is against him. He has killed ABGA, the party of Anambra. Now he has to pay. ABGA has to pay. So yeah, indeed, Labour Party is set to take over Anambra State. That's a prediction. I don't know. I am not a Labour Party member. I'm just an ordinary Nigerian, but a member of the obedient family. I'm highly obedient. I have been part of the movement from the onset. I'm not part of the Labour Party. So, and I think I vote Labour Party, but not all the way though, because I'm not a Labour Party man. Because I think all Nigerians need to do their due diligence to check the candidate, because I am not completely convinced that all Labour candidates are great candidates. So do your due diligence and figure out who are the candidates contesting in different state House of Assemblies. And if the Labour Party candidate is the better candidate, then vote Labour. If PDP candidate is a better candidate, then vote PDP. If ADC is a better candidate, then vote ADC. If AAC is a better candidate, then vote AAC. That is my belief, and that's how we beat a better country, a better state, because we vote in the right people, the most credible people, and the most people with the character and integrity that have antecedent, that have track record of performance and in their public life and in their private life or in their professional life. And this is how we select the best leaders. And that is what I'm telling all Nigerians. Make sure you do that before. If you haven't done that by this time, by now that I'm speaking to you, make sure you do that in the next few days, because the election is just this Saturday, the 18th of March. And make sure you vote. You cannot afford to avoid voting. You cannot afford not to go and cast your ballot. You've seen what happened, and you see what your vote can do in the presidential election. So don't you want to see that happen again, the governorship and state House of Assembly election? We must replicate that. We have to come out en masse, and don't be sucked into the idea that, oh, they did not post the presidential election on the 25th of February 2023 from polling unit to the INEC viewing portal, or oh, it's going to repeat again. No, don't think like that. Yes, it might repeat again, but we pray it doesn't repeat again. And we have to make sure it doesn't repeat again, because you are going to be there. You're going out there to vote. So, and you have to enforce it, ensure. You're in Nigeria, you have the right to make sure your vote counts. So you go there, vote, and make sure your vote counts by ensuring that your vote are uploaded directly from the polling unit to the INEC server. Thank you very much. We can do it. Be a great Nigerian, be a patriotic Nigerian, be a Nigerian who wants and is ready
Thank
to
you,
ensure
Dr.
that
Edmond.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. If I allow you today, you'll continue on and on and on for the next 30 minutes. Thank you so much. It's great to have
one thing in Nigeria, don't blame me. Just that in Nigeria, you just the hungry me, you know.
It's good to have both of you here today, my fellow Nigerians and former Nigerians. I want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to all of you that have shown love, faith, and hope in our principal, Peter Gregory Obi of Labour Party. We are no longer four people tweeting from a room, like Adams Oshomole rightly said. Today, we are one of the political parties in Nigeria to be reckoned with. In order for us to show to them that we can do more, go out on Saturday, the 18th of March, vote all the way, Labour Party, all House of Assembly across the 36 states of Nigeria, so that together we can build a better, more prosperous Nigeria that we all could be proud of. Until next week, same time, same place, I see you all. Stay blessed, brother.